medical school, reapplicants. This is really important. Not if you're a reapplicant, it's also important if you want to avoid being rejected. What's really important? What's the top 5 reasons people get rejected? Is planning too late, application too generic, doesn't stand out. If you last minute, this is inevitable. Selecting inappropriate non-academic activities, not showing progression or commitment, or it's just frivolous. It was something you just did for a week and it's not really that impactful. In case you've never seen any of our past events, my name is Beruz Momeni. I'm the CEO and founder here at BeMo. Poorly written personal statement, essays, and entries, performing poorly during admission interviews or CASPER, selecting inappropriate schools. So if you've been rejected, you have to have some strategies to deal with this and figure out whether it was your GPA, MCAT, list of experiences, personal statement, CASPER, interviews, or referees. All of these should check out. They don't need to be perfect. That's not what we're saying. But you cannot have, if you've been rejected, that means there's a problem. There's usually a combination. So you have to diagnose that. And this is how you could diagnose it, kind of. 1, did you get rejected before or after interview? That's an indication that you could run, and I'll explain to you what you could do. If you got interview invitations, let's first pretend you got interview invitations, then you got rejected. Well, the first question in this diagnosis is how many? Assuming you applied to multiple schools, how many? Did you get 1 interview or you got 5? If you got 5 interviews, well, you got interview skills issue, not an application, MCAT, CASPER, etc. issue. That's not the issue you have. You have an interview skill issue. You have to focus on your interview skills. And in that case, it is okay to submit the same application because the application got you to interview, multiple interviews. But you applied to 15 schools, you got 1 interview. What's the issue? 2 issues. You don't have interview skills, nor do you have application skills. But the fact that you got 1 interview means it's probably not your stats, etc., that are before the application. So your personal statement wasn't good, your list of activities wasn't good, maybe CASPER wasn't good, interview obviously wasn't good, you didn't get accepted. That's how you do it. Now, what if you got no interview? Well, you have to let's ask. There is no just one single answer. How many schools did you apply to? Did you get really attached to, I only want to apply to 1 school and only did that? Well, if you did that, that doesn't mean your stats were not good. You just played the wrong game. There is a little bit of a numbers game. Why? Because people who are reviewing your documents are human. If you're the first applicant 8 in the morning, you're going to be treated very differently than the applicant at 4:45 p.m. after 1,000 applications, right? The person is tired. That's why you got to apply to more schools. So at least that doesn't kill your chances just because the person is tired or more fresh or less fresh. If you apply to 15 schools, no interviews at all, then you got to dissect backwards. How was your application? What was your personal statement? Who did your reference letters and letters of recommendation? How did you write your list of activities? What schools did you choose? You got to go and do all of those things. That's what we do, with our students. Like if you've been rejected, we say, forget about that now. Let's start from scratch. We'll tell you what to do at every step because it wastes time trying to dissect. But if you're doing it on your own, you have to dissect to see what's going on so that you know what to spend time on. And of course, you know yourself if your MCAT is, 20th percentile, you already knew. So you already know, like you cannot fool yourself. If it's really your GPA and MCAT, you know that. I'm assuming that you know that your MCAT and GPA are decent enough. Then you got to dissect all these other things. Another reason you may not get to an interview is CASPER, depending on what school you apply to. Everything else might be cool. Everything might check out. You didn't do well in the CASPER, they're not going to invite you for an interview. Very important that whatever the reason you find, avoid making the same mistakes. That's why it depends. Should you send the same application? It depends. Did you get a lot of interviews? Then yes. No, if not, then please don't send the same application. That doesn't make sense. It's like, touching that red wire over and over again and expecting not to get electrocuted when you've been electrocuted a few times. Most importantly, this is why I said it's so important for those of you who are applying first time. An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. We've given you every tool you need to know exactly how you get rejected, how you get accepted. Avoid those mistakes, start early, Make sure you put in the right schools that make sense. Make sure you don't waste time on schools that don't make sense. Make sure your activities, you include the ones that make sense. Make sure you don't go on some dumb, a random forum and listen to some, Bigfoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, why would you give your, future careers to some random person on an online forum when you know what the right thing to do is? It's good to use forums for just, if you want to just browse, feel good, whatever, but they're not going to give you right information. They're not going to, definitely will never give you personalized information. If you're totally stuck, first of all, go to the official sources. Then if you want somebody to help you, get somebody to actually help you out with your specific, if you cannot figure it out. But like a forum is not going to do it. Some generic Google search is not going to do it. So do make the right decision so you never have to get to this stage. You never have to diagnose why you got rejected. That's where to start. That's a better attitude.